What is up, everybody? I'm excited to get back in the saddle, get back in the Maddog. We are here sitting in Italy, a little bit of international flavor, taking a vacation from the States. We're in one of my favorite paint jobs of all time in this amazing Alitalia livery. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It looks like with the black nose, it kind of reminds me of a beagle, which isn't necessarily a mad dog. That seems like more of a friendly dog, but I love this paint job. Look at the weathering, the detail. Looks like it's been through a few hailstorms and lightning strikes. And you got of course, you got that blue cockpit that we're going to be sitting in. I haven't flown this in a blue cockpit yet, so I wonder if that'll change anything with the depth perception. I don't even know what that is. Is that like the seal of Italy or something? But yeah, amazing detail. They actually, I think they did fly this like this with the Alitalia on the wing, which is an amazing decal that adds a lot of character to the paint job. You got the Super 80 on these on the engines from McDonnell Douglas. Just an incredible work of art here by iDog, I believe is the painter on the FlightSim.to forums. Incredible. Look at that dirt and grime on the cowlings. Just amazing detail. Looking beautiful. I can't wait to get this thing up in the air and see how we can fly it through the beautiful countryside of Italy today. So we're sitting in Rome. Hang on, I'm going to screw this up. My American is showing. Fiumicino, Rome. Which I think there's a few airports, like big airports in Rome. But this is MK Studios, who is, it's either my number one or my number two favorite developer. Like, look at the tower up there. Amazing. They've just been knocking it out of the park with their sceneries, the ground textures, the detail, the terminal modeling. Like, if you look back this way, you'll see the people standing in the terminal with the glass. Like, they're just nailing the transparencies. And then we're flying to another MK Studios airport, which is Bologna. I always want to say Bologna because like growing up, isn't it spelled the same way? I'm guessing that the processed meat came from that region, and that's why it's called Bologna. But we'll have to fact check that. I'm guessing it's like an Italian thing, which is why it's called that. Maybe it's the spices, not so much the processing. But yeah, we're going to Bologna, which is another MK Studios, and I haven't flown in there yet, so I don't know exactly what it looks like. But I mean, just look at the detail in the concrete or whatever that is, like the texturing work. They are a day one purchase by me every single time they release a scenery. And they will always get credit for finally doing a version of Philadelphia, my home airport, that we've been waiting for 20 plus years for a payware Philadelphia, and they knocked it out of the park. I also downloaded the Dominic Designs one, but it's not as good as MK Studio. So big time shout out to that developer. If you have money, definitely help them out, support them to keep pushing the boundaries of flight simulation. So let's get up in the cockpit. Let's load this baby up. I actually might have screwed something up because we're in kilograms and I think this thing is set to pounds. So I don't know. We'll take a look-see and see. I think we can set it in the EFB. So we'll fire the EFB up. Let's get the battery started. Our voltages are in the range that we need. We'll start that battery, get that going. Next is we'll come here, connect the ground power, get that. We'll come up top. Select ground power 1 and 2, and Bitchin' Betty is waking up for us. I'm going to do the flight attendant emergency light test. So I will come up here, turn this on, test that. All right, we're okay. Flip that back there, clear that out. And I'm going to take the ice FOD on. I'm going to turn our pitot static heaters on. Seatbelt signs are on. This all looks good. These are looking good. We'll come up here to test our fire cargo detectors. Take some lights. Turn up the panel brightness. Gonna come in here. So today is the 16th day, I think. 16th of January. Our flight number is, where'd you go? I could just look there, but it's a Alitalia 1481. So like I was doing some research, like, so this was actually owned by the government of Italy, and then a private company, which is now like ITA, bought them, ground the flight recorder. Insert, and now we can close this up, and we're done with that. So they used to be owned by the government, and it was losing money, and then a private company wanted to buy it and merge it into ITA, and those are those big blue. I'm personally not a fan of the ITA livery. Some people like it because it's cladded in Louis Vuitton patterns, but for me, I prefer this old school Alitalia livery. It reminds me of better times. Like in the 90s, they were flying it around. All right, let's test the ground proximity warning. We're getting the magic carpets down here and the oral callouts. We'll do the wind shear test. That's working. Anti-skid, 1, 2, 3, 4 warnings, which we got, and then deactivate that. Stall test 1. Stall test 2 is good. Max speed test. We're getting the shakers on both systems. I'm going to leave the logo light off. We're just going to test the yaw dampers off and then on. Mock trim, warning, and then off. Ice FOD, we're looking for the 4 indications and then off. We'll turn the air conditioners to auto. We're going to set up our pressurization. So it's going to hit that. And then, actually, I might have just flown, gotten us the flag there. We can take care of that though. So you hit that, and then that goes like that. That's how you do it. All right, so the elevation of our departure airport today is 14 feet, so you just do that, and then the altimeter is 2985. So in case we have to come back to the airfield, gonna set that right there. Rate limit. Park the windshield wipers, check our annunciator lights. Everything is lit up and looking good. Let's appreciate this beautiful blue cockpit. I don't know like why the Russians always paint their cockpits blue. I feel like it has something to do with keeping the pilots alert through different phases of flight. Something about that bright blue color I think has a psychological effect. I'm gonna close the flight deck door. All right, so all of this up top here is looking how we want it to. We've tested all of that stuff. We can, while we're up here, we can test our fuel pump. So gonna just look for that indication to go out. Hit that again, look for that indication to go out. Open our crossfeed to check that. And both of these should go out like that. And that's what we want. So our fuel pumps are working for today's leg. I'm going to come here, test the co-pilot's oxygen. I'm going to test his terrain radar. We got some serious terrain, 5100 for the peaks out there. Terrain radar is tested and looking good. I'm going to dial that back a little bit. Test our brake pressure. That looks good. Turn our auxiliary. Make sure we have enough hydraulic fluid in the pumps. We'll wait for that to pressurize. We do have enough, so we're going to turn that off. And what else do we have? We are going to, we'll pull out the art at this point. We'll test the gear horn and the light to go off. We can pop that back in and pop this back out. We can test our thrust rating panel, which is indicating good. Our fuel panel, which is system A and B, are tested. We'll test our fire loop. See if the bell puts it out, which it does. We like that. And we'll cage our artificial horizon. Test this guy's PFD. Looks good. Power up the weather radar. See if that's painting, which it is. We can test our TCAS screens. We're getting the good indication here as they light up for us. Test our altimeters. So we'll put the elevation above 1,000 feet and scroll our barometric pressure and get the alert, and then after 200 feet we'll get another dinger. There you go. Put that back there. We can bring this back down, arm our flight directors, and we can arm our takeoff setting for the auto throttle. We'll do our auto land test. It is IFR right now in Bologna. Unfortunately, I kind of misplanned it where I don't know how much we're going to be able to see. We have like some bad weather all the way down to like 2,500 feet. So autopilot 1, test the auto land. We might end up needing that later for the ILS into Bologna. Turn his lights up, test his oxygen. Let's see, that's all good. We'll come down here, enter our flight ID. Our call sign is AZ. Flight ID AZ. What are we doing here? Come on now. AZ, third time. And our flight number is 1481. Oh boy. What are we doing? Why is it the default to that? AZ 1481. AZ, I'm guessing, is like Azures, like AZURES. That's why they called it Azure. Like, I don't know what their call sign is. I'll have to look that up while we're in cruise. All right, and then our squawk, we can just do 1471, enter. Good. Test our comms, our cell call. Everything looks like it's working, which is good. Test this comm. We will come here, open the pneumatic valves. We'll test our trim. So I'm looking for this little guy to move up and down, and then again up and down. Good. And our manual trim up and down. We'll disconnect the electric trim and see if our manual trim works, which it does, and these shouldn't work, and that's what we're looking for. I can close this back down. After I get that into the normal position, we tested our cross feed valve. I'm going to test the pressurization. We'll scroll this up and then bring it back to manual. This should come back down, which it is. Excellent, excellent. So, yeah. And then we will test our autopilot 1 auto land. This all looks good. See the departure here that we're going to be taking. It's the SOSI 7L. And this thing has a, we got to just be under 6,000 feet at waypoint RF 707. So I'm going to bug up 6,000 as our initial. Our top speed is max 210 on the first waypoint. So I don't really think we need to keep that in there for the rest of it though. Let me see. Let me read this. RF 210 at the first waypoint. Yeah, and then that's it. I mean, we can accelerate after like a 1 mile. So we got to be under 210 by 1 mile. Okay. Takeoff flex set. All right. I think we got most of our tests done here. And we can come here. We'll load up our weights. I'm going to... this is where we got to be careful because I might have put this in pounds. So let me see the aircraft options. Haha. See? Right there. And then weight, sim brief. I haven't flown this thing in kilograms yet. So this is going to be an interesting setup for me personally. So our weights, fuel, we're looking for 7.6 tons. So we got exactly 7.6. Amazing. And now I will be able to bring our passengers on. We can take a look and see if they come in here. But let's see our ground service start. After I begin the boarding process through the Maddog, of course, we'll bring the air conditioning on to keep our passengers cool. We got the pneumatic feed valves open so they'll get that air. And here come our gentlemen to load our bags into the beautiful Beagle paint job. All right. So now that we got that underway, I wonder, yeah, here comes our passengers. Beautiful. Everything is just coming together. for an on-time departure. Look at all these beautiful Italian people. All right. Hello. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Welcome to Flumen. They're like, where'd you get this guy? He can't even speak Italian, freaking clown. All right. Buongiorno. All right. So TCAS is everything's set here. We got the terrain radars tested. Everything's tested. We can start loading up our flight plan. So I'm gonna initialize our position. So we are at Lima India Romeo Foxtrot. Romeo Foxtrot. And we'll take the GPS position. There we are. LIRF to LI. One second. LIPE India Papa Echo. And our route is loaded. Execute that. Departure is going to be the runway 25 on the SOSIL 7 Lima SOSIV transition. So I'm not gonna take that thing. And let's check to make sure that came in here. Yeah, look at that. Nice. It's a left-hand turn out over the ocean, and then we swing back right over the mainland of Italy. And then, yeah, that's the transition we wanted. Then SOVAN, and execute that. Departure, arrivals, go to our arrival index. And what we want here is this runway is giving us a tailwind, but we'll see. Lomi 3 Mike, so into runway 12. So ILS Y12. We're coming in on the Lomi 3M. Dude, why do Europeans have 9,000 SIDS and stars? Like, get it together. I mean, keep it simple. We're flying huge jets up here, moving quick. All right, it's actually the ILS-Z. Of course, we need 10,000 options. How do I unselect that? I'm gonna erase that. There you go. Okay, clear. So it's the ILS-Z12. Lomi 3M after all of the million things. And then we are coming in on the low mid transition. So let's check it. Legs. Next page. Low mid transition. Yeah. Okay. Steppy. There's that left turn, then back over the mainland, over the beautiful country. Ooh, that's a pretty arrival. That all looks connected too, so should be pretty straightforward. Hopefully we get some good window views coming out. And then there's the missed approach. We'll initialize our performance. So what we've got is 7.6 tons on board. Our zero fuel weight is 52.5. 7.6 normal. And our zero fuel weight is 52.5. Reserves on this leg are 1.3. Our cruise altitude is flight level 280. And our cruise wind is 289 at 54. Our ISA deviation is +2. That looks good. Transition levels, flight level 060. We'll do our takeoff calculations. Buongiorno. Takeoff calculations. Takeoff is LIRF. Enter. We have good. Looks very good out here today. The winds on departure are a little breezy. 140 at 7. Our outside air temperature is a balmy 12 degrees. It's freaking cold actually. Our runway is runway 25. We're going flaps 11. See what that spits out. Our QNH is 1011. Our packs are on. Anti-ice is off. Our estimated departure. You know what? That doesn't add up to this. Okay, yeah, that's our zero fuel weight. Yes, it does. Okay, we're good. 59.7. 59700. And calculate that. Cell temp of 48. So we'll dial in 48 onto the TRP. We are departing at 125.138.147. 125.138.147. Is that it? 147? Yes, it was. Flaps 11. And we'll bring up the card. And we are doing flaps 11. Our CG, we'll give this a second to, should be like right around there. 11.4. Somewhere around there. This should come down to flaps 11. There you go. I could check it actually here. So 11.4. Yeah. And so there you go. And then I'm going to trim this so that this trim indicator lines right up with this green slot. Look at that weathering on the panel. Like, this looks like a very used cockpit. Okay. So it's all trimmed out. That's looking good. All right. I'm happy. Gonna fire up the APU. So nav lights come on. APU, you come there. You're gonna start up. I'm just gonna premature get this in position to pick it up. And that all looks nice. All right, lock the doors. Everybody's on board. These guys are finishing up the baggage. I think we got a lot of bags. All right. They're still loading it in there. Okay, legs. Set that to speed. We'll take our legs over here. So it's straight up to, we begin that left turn at 410 feet. Our heading on that left turn is 215. There's our APU kicking on. Nice, nice. I'm gonna set the bank limit to 15, turn this guy up, get some lighting on that panel. That's all set. 7, 210 max, left turn 215, like that, over there. Our ground power comes off. Come over here, we will remove the ground power now, and turn our air on for the passengers. And now we can remove the air conditioning and we're good to go. Let's request our pushback. You want? No. Okay. Nice. Autopilots are set. Set our nav. Takeoff is armed. Ooh, I like that Italian accent. Alright. Flight recorder is set. The GPS is aligned. FMS GPS is checked. Emergency lights are on. Cabin signs are on. Windshield anti-ice is needed. Engine synced is off. All warnings are tested. Air conditioning, fire TRP, fuel quantity. Everything looks good to me. Before start, parking brake, CFB, pneumatic pressure. Alright. Here we go. Look at that beautiful Italian sun in the background. Looks like a good day for flying. Releasing the parking brake. Alright. So we're gonna turn our packs off, bring our fuel pumps on. Should add that one on for the APU, but it's okay. It's getting fed by gravity. Alright. We're looking for 4.2, which we have. We'll start up number 2, excuse me. Anti-collision light can come on. Insert the fuel. This airport looks amazing. Alright, we can start number 1. Set the parking brake.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
And fuel goes into number 1. Got a good start on number 1. That can come off. And turn our APU off. We can turn the air off. We can bring in our packs now that we're on our own power. The next thing we can do is we can set our flats to 11. We can arm our speed brake and arm our rejected takeoff auto brake. We can turn our pumps to on, and we can close our pneumatic feed valves. After start, engine ignition selector is off, pitot and static is on, airfoil engine is on, anti-ice is needed, air conditioning display auto, door cue light is closed, hydraulic systems are checked and set. Thank you. Grazie. Okay. We'll check our overhead. We got the Arden op, which we want for the flex takeoff, and the parking brake is on, and we have the correct rudder travel unrestricted indicator. We can now do our flight control check. So we can do our full down, full up, full left, full right, full left, full right. Flight controls are checked, and now I will release the parking brake and we will begin to roll. And we'll do it. Nice. Little brake check, and brakes are good. Reset that. Rolling out of Fiumicino. Set our V speed bugs right there. So there's a V1. 137 right in there is where we're gonna rotate. Look at this. I mean, this is incredible modeling. Like the buses, unbelievable. Little like looks like some cargo area or staging for airport buses. Incredible. Taxiway textures are on point. Look at this beautiful scenery out in the distance. Got some nice hills going on out here. Alright, I'm gonna do a right on Bravo. So we're gonna go to the far taxiway to make our right as we come off November Golf. Put this guy in flight mode. And Bravo's coming up on the right. Alright, I'm going to turn the weather radar on. I'm going to turn our transponder to TARA. Engine ignition to both. I'm going to set our wing lights on. Floods can come on. Ding the passengers. These guys can extend. Here they come. The Mad Beagle. Ooh, look at that shot with the airport in the back there. All right, I'm going to take the holding point Bravo Bravo, which is our first left. Before takeoff runway, we are coming up the 25 confirmed. Takeoff data is confirmed. Fuel balance is checked. Our brake temps are in the green. Engine ignition selector is to both, and our overhead is art and not. Everything is checked and ready to go for takeoff. Runway 25 cross check. Ooh, look at these runway textures. And balls to the wall. Take off.
Take off thrust set.
Check.
Play.
Check.
8 knots cross check. V1. Rotate.
Rotación.
Positive rate.
Gears up.
Gear up. Lights out.
We're coming up on that left turn. Right there. To 215. Look at that reflection off the coastline there. Beautiful. And vertical speed half. Oh, pitch down. Deeper climb. Accelerating.
Climb
And
set.
flaps up. Autopilot on. We're navving.
Flap 0.
We're vertical speeding. Our restrictions are gone. See you later, Rome. Slats up.
Slats retracted.
Vertical VNAV. VNAV climb is confirmed. We can bring our pumps to the low position, our trans pump to off. We'll disarm our brake. Then disarm our speed brake. We can bring our engine ignition to off, stow the ART. Lights up. And as we come through 6-0, we go. As we come through 6,000, we go to standards. Coming through these beautiful clouds. And we'll bug up to 280. I think we're going to be restricted here for a while on the SID here. Let's take a look on the chart. Yeah, we're sitting here for till RF 707, which is our next waypoint in 14 miles. I'm going to clear us up to VNAV climb, and we're breaking all the rules. Our next restriction would be at RF 708. All right, it was a 6,000 and above, so there is no bottom restriction. I misread the SID there. It's all good. We're going standards. STDs is set. 1013 on the altimeters. And our sim is frozen. Here it comes back. And lights can come off. There you go. Passengers can come up. (11,000 feet or above by RF 708). We're right on track. Oh, this is climbing. I'm going to put in our descent forecast. Because we don't have a super long cruise here. Flight level 200. Flight level 150 and flight level 100. We got 289 at 53. 289, 278 at 47. And 278 at 47. Oh, I already did that. 258 at 37. Looks like a volcano. Like a volcanic lake here. Crater lake. Let's see. That's the end of the SID right there. That is... That's definitely a crater lake. Hang on. BFR. Lake Vico. Let's see. Lake Vico. Best Lake Vico. It's a little resort. It's a caldera lake. What's a caldera? That's like a volcanic, right? Yeah. Hang on. Caldera is a large cauldron-like hollow that forms shortly after the emptying of a magma chamber in a volcanic eruption. So that's from a volcano right there. This town must be all the tourists that come here. ILS frequency is 108.9. Gain 108.9. Course 113. Decision night. It's bad conditions. Class Charlie's 207 radio. Alright, 207 radio set. Take a look at our landing performance. Actually, let's do our after takeoff checklist. I think we did that. Brake temperatures are check, landing gears up, auto brakes off, speed brake lever is retracted, flap side engine ignition is off. Center fuel pump is no fuel. Altimeters are set after takeoff complete. And we'll go to the performance landing, LIPE. Good. Let's check that. It's IFR. There's no precipitation though. It's good. I'll put like good medium winds. 260 at 5 knots. The outside air temperature, it's probably colder up there. It is 4 Celsius. Runway 12 flaps. There's a let me think about if I want to go full flaps or 28. Yeah, we'll go full. QNH 1011. We got reversers, auto brakes. Let me look at the runway length. 9,000. You can go low. Landing weight is expected to be 5.4 tons plus that. So 57.9, 57, 900. Calculate that. We got a fully extended 136. 57.9. 136. There you go. Plug that in. Perfect. I think we're all configured for the approach now as we come up to our cruise. Our top of the ascent's in 60 miles or so. Looking good. You can grab an espresso in the galley. Ooh, this is beautiful country out here. The song's like freaking me out. It's got like a weird noise going on in the background. All right, we're on our way down into Bologna. right, we're coming into this little pattern we got set up here on the approach. So let's make sure we're where we need to be. Should be above flight level 090 right here, which we are. All the way until PE 544. There you go. Looking good. We're a little bit fast. Gonna keep the speed brakes in for now. We have a lot of time actually. Not that much to bleed off the speed. Here it comes on its own. What's up, Giorgio, the man? What's going on? That sounds kind of like an Italian name as we fly here in these Alitalia colors. I'm kind of in the middle of a stream, but maybe I'll check out your content afterwards. Okay, half Greek, half Italian. Do you live in Italy, or where do you live? Okay, in the US, got it. Okay, both your grandparents immigrated from Italy and Greece. Ooh, look at these beautiful mountains. What part of Italy? All right, cool. Look how nice it is out here. I bet you that your grandparents are like regretting coming after leaving such a beautiful country. But America is great for the amazing opportunity. 10,000 feet. Let's check to make sure we're on profile. We're above profile. I'm gonna drop out some speed brakes. Ooh, I don't have the speed brakes bound on here. Let me check my FSU IPC. Oh, I do. Just not working. There you go. Yeah, we're coming in. We'll be on the ground probably in like 6 or 7 minutes. We're coming back on profile. Once that drag, we're giving it. We're fine though. Yeah, we're looking good. And 6,000 is the transition, so just keep that in mind for this approach. Gonna bring the lights out. Wing lights, floods, and the anti-collisions on. Good. As we come through 10,000. Cabin signs are on, fuel systems are set, altimeters are set and checked in 6,000. I'm gonna go engine ignition selectors to both as we come into the ice of these clouds here. Yeah, we have like clouds down to 3,500, so it's not my I've been streaming for like a couple I was streaming for like in mid-December on my personal channel, and then I just made the Captain Chairbus channel like 2 weeks ago. Or yeah, I've only been streaming on this channel for like a week and a half. All right, I'm gonna turn this music off as we get down into the serious part of the flight. And we got our ILS set. We got this. We're gonna have a tailwind on final, but it's only 3 knots, so the Maddog should be able to handle that no problemo. Like I said, I can't do that. I don't have the browser open right now. Got full concentration on this approach here. But I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, I'll take a look. All right. 6,000 feet, altimeter 1011. QNH 1011. In Italy, they probably say QNH, not altimeter. For sure. All right. Final, not there yet. So we're like, all right, we're like 15 miles. So I'm going to slow us down. Let me see what the FMS has. 230, 210 at PE. That's okay. We'll roll with the FMS speeds. Nice. Looks like a little high school track over here. Man, that's pretty. I love it. I really like this livery like 10 times more than the ITA stuff that they got. That who bought them, like that blue Louis Vuitton stuff. Give me this all day. All right, we're coming in. This should be slowing us down to 210 here in a minute. That gives us 15 miles to slow down for the approach, which is great. The Maddog, you really got to drop like quite a bit of drag out to get it to slow down. And we can arm the ILS at this point because we're going to intercept this now. And you can drop the slats all the way up to 280 knots, which is nuts. So I am going to, I might want to use speed brake. You're never supposed to use speed brake and slats or flaps at the same time on the Maddog though. Look at that lighting. That's pretty cool. Coming in underneath these clouds. We're actually able to see more than what I anticipated. I think I can see the runway out there. We got a localizer capture and we're coming right in on the glide slope now. So this is looking absolutely perfect. And I'm going to slow us down. I'm going to take over vertical speed and the speed. Whoa there. Bring us back down to 170. Our VREF is 136 for this guy. Slats out. We're still 12 miles out, so we got plenty of time. Here comes the glide slope block right in here. Glide slope is captured. We're going to make our way down now. And I'm going to set the TPR to go around. And we're still good. All right. 9.5 miles out. I'm going to go flaps 15. We'll arm our brakes to minimum. Still got to arm that. We're 8 miles out. At 7, I'm dropping gear. Look how hot this thing comes in. It's crazy. There's nothing you can do to slow this baby down. Gears down. And flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
There we come. Now the speed's finally coming down. Flaps 28.
Flaps 28.
And flaps 40. We're under 195. We're good to drop them. Nice effects. Dang, it's crappy weather though. Hopefully, yeah, the decision height's 200, so we'll be able to see it because I can see down there. Just not the, oh my god, like that sun angle. Can't see anything. We're flying blind out here. We're 3 miles out. Oh yeah, we'll be able to see it because I can see that river right there. Cleared the land. Arm these brakes down here. Engine ignition selector to both. Auto brakes. All this is good. And overhead is looking good. Now we just need, I see that. Is that the runway? That's never a good question. Yeah, that's the runway right there. Wow. I'm gonna visually land it because I mean, come on. We didn't come all this way. My throttles. And I'm gonna take off the autopilot. I have a good visual on the runway lights. We're looking good.
400.
Ooh, there's a pretty strong little tailwind on there. Coming quartering from the right.
Minimum
Landing.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh my god. That was terrible. Slammed it. Alright. Reversers are stowed. Speed brakes stowed. Flaps are coming up. Lights come off. Taxi lights on. Floods come off. Wing lights come off. That goes to transponder. You can disarm that. That comes off. Start the APU. We can turn off our anti-ice. Close off the pneumatic feed valves. Welcome to Bologna. I think I'm saying that right. Alright, let's take a look where we want to park. That was butchered that landing. Bad. Slats can come up. I'm gonna make our right. I don't think there's like, they're just stands, so 213. Alright, let's go. Flight director's off. Terrain radar can come off. Weather radar can come off. It's interesting though, weather radar didn't paint anything at all on the approach. APU gens are on. We'll take a look at the replay on that, but it ain't gonna be pretty. I don't know what happened there. Stop the clock. $213. I don't see any GSX stuff over here, so we're gonna have to self-park. Gruppo Cremonini. Gonna have to bring the buses out for this one. And APU bleed comes on. Turn this guy off and off. Then turn our seatbelt signs off. Anti-collision light comes off. Aircraft services, start the onboard. Connect the GPU. And the air conditioning will open up these valves for the AC. And we will start the deboarding process. Oh, there's no profile here, so ain't nobody getting out of here. Cool. Alright, we'll take that. Just jump, or take the stairs out the back. Jump out of here. Alright, I'm gonna get the replay loading here in a second. Since we can't say goodbye to our lovely, beautiful passengers. No problem. 1 second. All right, welcome back to this atrocious landing into Bologna. I'm gonna just blame it on the weather, because why not? Brace yourselves for this smash job. Smash. Oh, all right. I mean, that is like a standard airline landing at 215, 230 feet per minute. 250 is firm, so it was below, somehow below firm. It just felt like, usually this thing has a nice ground effect to it, and I'm not used to slamming this thing. I mean, it usually butters like at 120, 130. Nice lighting effect. Like 3D lights. The Maddog actually has some of the best exterior lights in the game. I mean, it was just like 50 feet short of the captain marks. You can tell I was expecting it to give me that ground effect that it normally does, but not today. It wasn't so hard you need Tylenol or a leave after that. I mean, that actually looks smooth. Called me crazy. That was a terrible view. Hang on, let's get the Hollywood shot. Actually, this will be a good shot to see how hard we came in. There was no float. I mean, I think I'm being too hard on myself. It wasn't that bad. It was just like an unsexy approach because you got this beautiful countryside and we weren't able to watch it. It's kind of a letdown. Let's get like a more side view. I mean, it sucks watching your replays in the fog like this. That's pretty cool. The wing effects coming off. So, ladies and gentlemen, your baggage may have shifted in the landing. Upon going to the overhead, please use extreme caution. Our pilot had a few too many cocktails in Fumincino. Let's come this way. All right, let's get the taxi off. You can like really see the down attitude of the Maddog from that angle. Kind of interesting. Like the kind of points down. Maybe it's an optical illusion because of that nose. Like the painted nose makes it look like that. I'm not sure. We'll take the parking stand 213. I'm gonna do, I recorded my takeoff. We can go back to Fiumicino and just take a look at that. Might make a video. Alright, 213. Where are we at? Where are we at? 211. Back here. Where's he going? Oh yeah, I passed it and then came back. Nice. All right, let me see if I can load the I'm gonna see if I can load out the takeoff real quick. Give me a 1 second. We might be able to get some cool shots. Loading the textures in 1 second. Yeah, I think we're gonna be able to get it. We get the taxi out. Oops. The gear's not down. That's a kind of a problem. I'm gonna reload into the plane to get the configuration for the takeoff. But I do have the recording. We're good to go. I feel like I've spent like 2 years of my life waiting for Microsoft Flight Simulator to load that I'll never get back until Flight Simulator 2024. Then I will start being able to live instead of waiting for the sim to load. It's kind of crazy. Here we go. Nice. Let's get up by the threshold. I'm gonna get up so we can watch him. We'll watch him pull onto the runway. It just literally froze. All right, one more time. Kind of a crazy angle of attack. Whoa, look at the wind pushing it. I guess we made that left turn at 500 feet. So I think I made that turn. Let's see. Yeah, there comes that turn. That gives it some perspective with the runway. That thing gets up. Doesn't want to leave the ground, like on that rotation, but eventually makes up its mind to get airborne. Jeez, we were getting blown around a lot. Yeah, it's just a crosswind. Okay. Alright, guys. There it is, the Maddog from Fiumicino to Bologna. Just like that. Kind of crap weather, but a beautiful cruise over the mainland of Italy. Did some nice sightseeing. We'll be back. Got some other flights we want to check out, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Until next time, thanks for checking out another Captain Chairbus stream.